God always faithfully brings spring every year. You know, up here we don't like winter. Up here most people don't like winter. Some people who are hot-blooded and some people who are large like winter. I don't like winter. He faithfully brings spring. He faithfully brings summer. God faithfully brings fall. It's the same thing with justice. God faithfully brings justice because November, December, when you live at this latitude, you would think that spring is never coming. But we have some bushes that are turning green over here. If you can see that, they're turning green. The weeping willow here is turning green because we have a lot of water in the retention pond here. And it would seem that God would just never bring justice. It would seem, for children especially, it would seem like spring would never come if they were born in the fall. And the first thing they see outside is brown trees and deadness and snow. Maybe they see snow and it's cold, and children don't know. Young recently born children, they don't know that spring is coming. They don't know that it will be warm. You know, when they're first born, you say, okay, it's cold. And then it gets warm, and they're outside, and it's warm. And they're happy, and then it gets cold again. And next thing it's winter. And you just see it, even for adults, it seems like spring will never get here. Sometimes if you live this far north, if you live in Texas, like my fiance used to, and probably still does, it seems like the heat will never end. It seems like it will never get cool and have some refreshment. But God is faithful. He's faithful with justice. In its season, God brings justice. We might say that justice never comes. We might say that I haven't seen justice on a large scale, but God brings it. Satan's been oppressing me for decades. But God is faithful. I've been sick for decades. But I remember when I was a child, I didn't know I'd ever be big and strong. I didn't know I'd become pubescent, but it happened. It's the same thing with God's justice. Just give it time. David says, wait on Yah. Be of good courage and wait on Yah.